the time we live in. Maybe it calls for us to think about it. If we look at the peoples and countries and how they treat each other, then we realize that people drift further away from each other, and become more and more hostile towards each other. We as people are moving further apart, and world leaders are becoming more and more arrogant. They defy God in the way they rule. Their eyes are so closed that they don't even know that God is laughing at them in heaven. Read what these leaders say in Psalm 2, verses 1-4, verses 1. Why do the nations conspire, and the people plot in vain? Verse 2. The kings of the earth rise up, and the rulers band together, against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, verse 3. Let us break their chains and throw off their shackles. Verses 4. The one enthroned in heaven laughs, the Lord scoffs at them. Man also lives in such a way as to make a joke of God's grace. Man has made up for himself that God's mercy has no end, and that this mercy is very great and infinite. It is very dangerous to think about God's grace like that. Man has a distorted understanding of God's grace, in that he thinks that the more and greater sin he commits, the greater God's grace. God's grace does not work like that, and the sooner one understands this, the better. Dear friends, let's get to the truth and understand that God is indeed very merciful. Know one thing for sure, God's time of grace over each person can also run out, and we don't know when it can happen. Amen.